Welcome everybody to the Philippine Startup Week. I am Matt Levintan from Exora Technologies. Exora is an IoT-driven energy marketplace, digital energy marketplace, and we also provide analytics for quicker adoption of energy efficiency technologies. So we've been featured by these multiple entities. We're also part of the Impact Collective, its inaugural cohort. So this is a United Nations-backed accelerator program for startups that support and accelerate sustainable development goals. So the Philippines is plagued by the second highest cost of electricity, and it is for a couple of reasons. So one, we have the market, which set up and favors energy suppliers. And of course, we have a lack of energy, lack of transparency in energy pricing, which leads the country to pay a premium of about 1.5 billion US to about 3 billion US on its electricity. So this is not actually our fault. It's just that businesses are really set up to make money. And so in effect, we as the consumers bear the brunt of this. And we have to understand this in a way that would allow us to really have better priced energy in order to improve the overall situation of energy pricing here in the country. So the Philippine government has actually tried to augment the situation by introducing new laws to establish competition amongst the players. So it has done this by the retail competition and open access. So as you very well know, there are two different players in this particular landscape. So we have the suppliers of electricity and we have the people who consume power. And so if you're familiar with basic economic theory, you're aware that the supply and the demand factors shift the prices up and down. So implementing a marketplace, implementing a competitive retail market allows for consumers and suppliers to agree on a particular price that benefits both parties. And the government sees this as a way that could increase competition amongst the suppliers and reduce the cost of power for the consumers. So we did not invent deregulation. This actually happened, is also happening in other more developed countries such as Japan and Singapore. And the Philippines has adopted it recently in the year 2017. So this is how the entire Philippine energy landscape is actually situated. So only 35.1% of the total energy we consume are consumed by households. And the rest of it are mostly consumed by the industrial sector. And so we really have to ask ourselves the role that we play, as consumers in the industry. And so this is how Exora comes in. And the role that we plan to play is to improve that adoption of economic theory by basically providing a platform where suppliers can easily reach the customers. And likewise, the customers can also reach the suppliers. And so when the customers are able to connect with as much offers from the suppliers, they're assured that they're getting the best available market rate out there for them. And the suppliers can now also easily submit offers and compete with each other, in order to acquire that particular business. And so Exora Source is a marketplace for energy supply contracts, which is our flagship product. It drives costs down through its competitive bidding process. It's 9 times faster than the standard procurement process. We finish at about 2.5 weeks comparative to the standard 3 to 6 month process. And we also facilitate a real-time competitive bidding process. So suppliers actually their offers are actually given a star rating system, and they can gauge how they're performing relative to their competitors. So it allows for them to be more aggressive in terms of supplying better offers to consumers. Apart from that, we have the energy monitoring device. As mentioned earlier, we are an IoT-driven marketplace. And so we actually leverage data, consumption data, to ensure that the suppliers have a better visualization of the client, allowing for them to give more competitive offers to their most desired customers. On top of that, your data also actually establishes a very good parameter for you to understand which amongst different energy efficiency technology is a good fit for your particular profile, allowing you to reduce risk and run effective financial simulations to ensure that you get the best financial return out of these capex intensive energy efficiency technologies that you plan to employ to reduce cost. So Exora has helped customers through a handful of different technologies that we also deploy. So we offer a wide range of solutions, starting from solar PV systems to chiller systems that can run on food waste, waste heat, natural gas, and other sources. We also offer battery energy storage systems and other small-scale on-site generation systems. On top of that, we help customers understand new and upcoming regulations in the Philippine energy space, such as the RA 11285 or the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act. So this is who we are. We're led by our Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Sergio Santos. He's an electronics communications engineer with a master's in systems engineering from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. I have also graduated from Ateneo de Manila University with a degree in management, minor in international business and AB economics. And then Bradley Kua with a degree in legal management, currently taking up law. We're backed by our group of advisors. So we have Attorney Robert Cawilan, our commercial law expert. We have Attorney Marasigan, who leads our regulatory understanding of the Philippine energy regulations. And then we have experts from the industry, Engineer Roland P. Vasquez and Mr. Samuel West Stewart. So Exora is actually have over a handful of customers already with us. So we have over 9 industrial customers, and we have access to about 79% of the retail energy market. We also hold the title for the first and the fastest digital energy procurement in the country. So Exora believes in demand-side management, which is something that we extensively are really pushing for. So we plan to really empower the customers to play a more proactive role in the consumption of electricity. So consumers actually have a lot of power in terms of buying power, because they decide when they consume power and when they will not consume power. And that defines basically the entire dilemma of electricity. Electricity is finite at every given instance of time. And so with more intermittent power coming from the RE generation space, we will have to play a better role in terms of knowing when to consume power best. And basically, that's what our tools are built for, and that's what we plan to assist consumers in facilitating. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, I'm Matt Levintan from Exora, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Philippine Startup Week. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Manuel Bueta, founder of OneWatt. Motors form the backbone of industry. Globally, there are around 300 million industrial motors running in facilities, from mixers, crushers, fans, and pumps. Industry is very heavily reliant on them. However, this dependence puts them at risk, as these motors can fail a lot. And with just one bad motor, it can slow down or even halt production, leading to a lot of lost revenue and potential damages. Unfortunately, the current monitoring methods are just not good enough, with majority of the faults still escaping detection. Industrial motors deserve better. With them being this important, we thought they deserved more attention, so we started listening to their problems. We created the Sensei system, a non-invasive predictive maintenance system that literally listens and understands your motors. Using our sensors, AI, and expertise, you are able to detect the condition of your motors and predict upcoming faults in the machinery before they become issues. It is specially designed with the requirements of industry in mind, and making predictive maintenance and industrial AI more accessible to everyone. First, we start with our sensors. Our embedded acoustic recognition sensors literally listens to the sounds coming from industrial assets. It is able to filter and distinguish the relevant sounds coming from the assets, despite noisy environmental sounds, without any complicated setup needed. Next comes our software, the AI that makes sense of the noise. Our Sense-A, right from the moment the sensor's activated, is pre-trained to detect your motor's condition against the top motor faults. From bearing faults to uneven air gap to soft footing, it diagnoses the problem from day zero. And with time, our AI also learns about your motor's operational states, allowing it to flag anything that is out of the ordinary. This allows us to catch any other unforeseen future developing problems in your machineries. We at OneWatt understands the complex nature of industrial processes. So we designed our system and our installation to be as risk-free as possible. Our installation is simple. First, you get our ears. Second, you attach it anywhere near your motor. And third, that's it. Done in a few minutes without any cutting of wires or any shutdown needed, ensuring zero effect on your production. With your motors now being cared for, facilities can enjoy higher availabilities, lower electricity bills, lower maintenance costs, and extended asset lifetimes, all of which translates to additional revenue. This predictive maintenance market is on the rise globally. Currently, it is estimated to be a $25 billion market and expected to grow significantly in the coming years, especially in emerging markets. Because of this, several players, both from traditional corporates to startups, are going in the space. But despite this interest, it is estimated that only 11% of industries are able to implement these advanced predictive maintenance systems in their facilities. These solutions are simply inaccessible for the other 89%, and OneWatt aims to correct that. From food production to mining to equipment manufacturers, from Asia to Europe, we are working with several companies across industries that share the same vision as us, providing advanced predictive maintenance system for everyone. Our business model as well is designed with how the industry works in mind. It easily integrates across the supply chain depending on the use case of the specific facility. Our team is composed of engineers and professionals from different walks of life with the same shared goal, making sure things work the way they should. And this is just the beginning. With our partners, we are expanding our solution to cover other industrial assets in addition to the electrical motors. We want our solution, our Sense-A, to be there that when a problem is there in your individual industrial asset, our Sense-A will be there to prevent it. So if this sounds interesting and you would like to learn more about what we do have a chat with us. We'd love to listen. Again, I am Emmanuel Bueta, one of the founders of OneWatt, where we make sense of the noise.
Hi, I'm Rain, CEO of SmarterMeter, an incredibly easy-to-use, real-time electricity tracking platform for households. Remember the anxiety of opening your electricity bill, not knowing how much you need to pay? Or do you remember the shock that you felt when you found out that you'd have to pay 4,000 pesos more than you expected? See, the problem here is that we don't have enough information to guide our decisions. Electric meters are installed deliberately on unreachable places, so we totally depend on our monthly bill for data, which isn't enough information for day-to-day electricity use. And so it's a frustrating experience for many Filipinos. And so what we end up doing is we guess what adjustments we have to do. We guess how much money we need to prepare. And guess what? We have the most expensive electricity across all our ASEAN neighbors, yet we are one of the most ill-equipped to manage our own consumption. This is why Kenneth and millions of others like him are still constantly confused and outraged as to why checking your bill every month has to feel like a gamble. We're here to change that. Smarter Meter helps you save electricity by letting you see your electricity bill in real time, along with analytics about how you consume to guide you into making better energy management decisions. So, how does it work? Let's say your budget this month is 7,500 pesos. What we do is we calculate how much you can spend each day to meet that budget. We highlight the days where you overconsumed, and then we help you find which hours of the day were responsible so you know what caused the spike and what you need to do to adjust accordingly. More than that, we analyze your day to day pattern in consumption and forecast your electricity bill if you were to continue with that lifestyle. We also give you an overview of how you position against other similar households. All of these are possible through a non intrusive device that we clamp onto your home circuit panel. Starting at 375 pesos a month, we can help our users save up to 10 to 20% of their electricity bill, which amounts to an average of 13,500 pesos annually, giving our users an average ROI of 200%. Smarter Meter is designed for households and condos, ideally with a monthly bill of around 5,000 to 10,000 pesos. Our target users are the breadwinners, the decision makers who want to have an energy efficient and financially effective lifestyle. And our strategy for finding these people is to target condos, subdivisions, or housing developments. We believe that what will make Smarter Meter effective in its initial engagements is by creating hotspots of users mutually enabled by their shared goal of being energy efficient. So here we're looking at around 700,000 households situated just within Metro Manila alone. So for each unit, we make up to 4,500 pesos of revenue every year for its 5-year lifetime. And it only takes us less than 6 months to break even in our costs. All things considered, that means we make around 3,400 pesos annually profit, or a margin of 75.56%. So, targeting around 3% of our serviceable market, we project to earn up to 90 million pesos of revenue by 2025. For our competitions, we are the first movers in the electricity metering and analytics service market for households in the Philippines. The closest ones are companies that produce or utilize smart plugs, or those primarily catered to largest commercial establishments and industries, not households. In the end, our team believes that what we're tackling is important not only for individuals who want to save money and electricity. Because zooming out, we see that the residential sector remains to be the top consumer of electricity in the Philippines at around 25 terawatt hour annually. On average, this is approximately 200 billion pesos in electricity bill. But not only that, the generation of this much electricity emits greenhouse gases equivalent to the emissions we get from 38 million cars or 45 coal-fired power plants driven for an entire year. Here, it is apparent that rather than just finding ways to expand our energy supply with alternative sources, it is also equally important to talk about how we can control our own energy demand through more efficient energy consumption practices. Imagine if we in Smarter Meter could help one household save 100 kilowatt hour a month. How much energy would it save the country monthly if we could reach 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 or more households? What if the smarter solution to our energy problems, after all, is a country of smarter consumers? That is the mission of Smarter Meter. Thank you very much for listening.
It's my honor to present to you IEF mobile app, Making Filipinos Instant Smart Business Investor. Standard & Poor's rated the Philippines to be only 25% financially literate. That is amid the presence of overflowing free educational materials available 24/7. Now, based on our own research and proof of concept, it turned out that 6% of Filipino seafarers, these are very high-earning individuals, would say yes to scam business investment with no hesitation. Now, these Filipino seafarers or the maritime sector is a proof that business is a Pinoy dream. Our respondents stated that 100% of them believe that they must have a business today while being active in their maritime profession as a preparation for their retirement. But due to lack of time, expertise, and knowledge, they prefer to invest in someone else's business, hence business investment. However, most of the time, most of these investments land into poor, if not scam. Maritime records stated that maritime sector reported that more than 50% of their retirees ended up in poverty. Now, this poor business investment could just be one of the major culprits, because our respondents admitted that their business investment attempts were close to countless and worth millions by the age of 40. Putting everything together, poor financial literacy and inability to spot scam head on and still pursuing business investment is what we call as business gambling. And that is the problem that we are trying to resolve today. Financial literacy is an existing solution, but obviously it's insufficient because information do not convert itself into intelligence. Understanding that VCs, business tycoons, and serial entrepreneurs use the power of due diligence, why don't we package it in a technology and make it available to B2C or to more people? Now, IEF mobile app was created to connect the investors or subscribers, SMEs or business opportunities, and due diligence provider or service delivery merchants. And our current business model is subscription. We have a total of around 7 to 8 million target market, but we are focusing on the seafarers to date, which is at 380,000 in terms of active seafarers per annum. We connected them through direct digital marketing, and we create communities in terms of continuous relationship with them. Our competitors, based on automation and impact on intelligent decision-making, are as follows. In terms of traditional services or firms, accounting, audit, and advisory firms, they provide really high impact on intelligent decision-makings of their clients. However, they are very manual. They are far from getting automated. On the other side, which are the tech companies, there is an example of Angel Investment Network, which is very automated in terms of connecting investors and investees, but their focus is not on the quality of the decision making. Our current traction to date is we have 11,000 total of database, both off-app and in-app, that we can convert into paying subscribers. In terms of SMEs, we introduced the SME Connect project on September. We had 16 qualified SMEs on October, and we had 500% increase going November, which is not yet finished to date. Now we have one Big Four firm audit partner that is helping us on our MVP level, and we have a lot of projects to increase the service providers moving forward. This is our product overview. This is our home screen. We have Investor Builder Program. It contains all the contents related to business investment. We have e-contents. Everything is provided there to support the users if they want to pursue business investment on their own. Now, when they go to community, this is where they will see all the listings of the businesses who applied in SME Connect. They can view some information about the business and they can connect. Now, they will be prompted with a lot of reminders, especially data privacy reminder, and then they can get into the connect feature, which is where they can connect directly or chat directly with the SMEs. We also have portfolio, where we provided a step-by-step procedure to support any investor to make the investment with the SME so that they will be very well guided. There. However, we also inserted the authenticate function. This is where the due diligence happens. So they can select or elect the entity that they want to include on this due diligence service. Let's see how it works. There, they can list up to 3 initially and still purchase more if they want to. So they will be sending a request. They will be waiting for consent of SME that it's okay for them, and then get reports and the official and final decision or review based on the due diligence provided. And there you go. This is IEF mobile app overview today. This product was created by this team. I am the CEO. I'm a certified public accountant by profession, having intensive experience in audit, analyst advisory, and corporate finance, and has had a lot of experience in accounting before I landed or before I created IEF. With me are our CTO and our Chief Creative Officer. These are very young people, very intelligent people, and we were able to create this technology from scratch and from the client's perspective. We have to wait for this team to emerge more. Now, business investment acumen is now packageable in a technology and accessible via mobile phones. That's what IEF started, and we will continuously develop. We will be the biggest, most disruptive, and the most high-tech due diligence business without owning an accounting, audit, or advisory firm. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carmina, CEO of Invested. Meet Erickson and his family. In spite of their limited funds, they pushed for Erickson to finish his college degree last year because 76% of our employers in the Philippines require a degree. Post-grad, he got a job as a sales manager. The pay was just enough for them to live, but not enough to be financially secure. As a high potential dreamer, Erickson had a great desire to be more because he knew that if he didn't become more, they would be just that, surviving but not really thriving. His case couldn't have been more true as it is today as we face a pandemic, recession, and the fourth industrial revolution where job markets have never been more competitive and economies have never been more unstable. So because of that, Erickson decided to become an entrepreneur and started a sari-sari store near his home. And he was so right to do that because when the pandemic hit, instead of being someone who is unemployed today, he is someone who is financially secure. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for 30 million other Filipinos like Erickson, who have no money to invest in education and upskilling to compete in today's world. In fact, Erickson would have been part of this statistic if he didn't find Invested, which is a financial institution for human development. Erickson has actually gotten a total of 3 loans with us at Invested. We gave him his first loan to finish his college degree when his only collateral was his potential. And when the COVID-19 lockdown started, we gave him another emergency loan to make sure that he has money as there are when there was transportation lockdowns. And when he wanted to become more, specifically an entrepreneur, we gave him the startup capital to do so. In less than a year, he was able to exponentially increase his monthly income by a lot, as you can see in this graph. So this is our mission at Invested, to help disadvantaged high potential dreamers like Erickson achieve prosperity in our world today, which is data-driven and a post-pandemic world. And we want to do that by becoming Asia's leading financial institution for human development. So essentially, the problem in the industry that Invested is trying to solve is the lack of risk prediction and risk management mechanisms when a lender or a financial institution wants to lend to the legal age student and young adult market, which is, by the way, a third of our Philippine population. Lenders currently see this market as just too risky because of the lack of collateral, credit history, and so on. But at Invested, we see this as a very profitable and high potential market as long as there's a tool to predict and manage risk. So we invented the Education Finance Risk Engine, or the Invested Risk Engine, which utilizes a human development AI to maximize profit for the lender and mitigate its risk. It has 3 key features: the high potential dreamer score, which is able to predict if a loan applicant will pay their loan or not; our pay it forward score, which predicts our current borrower's behavior in their next payment. Will they overpay? Will they pay exactly? And when exactly will they pay? We also have the life risk score, which predicts a young person's propensity to life risk. Will they have a propensity to mismanage their finances? Or how long will this person actually take to find a job? Which are very important things to know in keeping repayment rates up. This is an $18 billion market that we're serving, and we have a suite of financial products for traditional dreamers pursuing college degrees, non-traditional ones, and people like Erickson who are very progressed and want to keep upskilling their lives. So our business model is a traditional balance sheet model where we source loan capital in big amounts from only a very few lenders. And we loan this out and take on the risk on our balance sheet. We loan this out to our borrowers, and we earn via loan interest income and service fee income. So we received a lot of tractions over time. We've managed a lot of funding, gotten a lot of media coverages, awards, and recognitions for the work that we do at Invested and our proven business model. And most of all, we're serving 142 schools nationwide, and big banks like Union Bank have made us their student loan partner. We're aiming to achieve hockey stick growth as part of our path to become Asia's first human development all digital branchless bank. And investors and funders put in their money with us because of these things. We're $1 billion market with a path to a regional monopoly, being one of the first movers in subprime education financing in Asia. We have a pandemic resilient and recession proof business model. We're not raising funds to survive, but to actually scale. We provide exponential returns for funders with various liquidity opportunities. Our IP is extremely novel and it's even patentable. And we are a high integrity and globally awarded financial institution, audited by a top 4 audit firm just this year, specifically PwC. So our team is fantastic. We have advisory board members that are multidisciplinary and experts in their own ways from several industries. And we have an executive team who's had experience working together for many years, delivering KPIs and targets for our funders and shareholders. So with that, we invite everyone, especially if you're a funder, to contact us. We're open to investors right now, and we're opening our Series A round next year, starting January. So if you're interested, do contact us at Invested. Thank you.
My name is Jerwin, and I'm one of the co-founders of PearlPay. PearlPay is an all-Filipino fintech company that focuses on serving the underserved and unbanked communities in the rural and marginalized areas. Our mission is to make financial services universally accessible. In the Philippines, there are at least 577 unique banks. 450 of them are rural banks. 90% of these rural banks have no access to digital banking infrastructure. With approximately 8 million existing depositors and market potential of 60 million people, addressing these concerns of the rural banks and the community they serve, it can do a lot of progress in the whole country. With much potential in the rural bank and their market, why haven't they transformed? Rural banks are having a hard time transforming digitally due to, first, costly digital transformation, fragmented available solution, third, lack of provider support, and fourth, lack of cohesive effort from tech providers to evangelize and fully realize the potential of a rural bank. This is why we created the PearlPay ecosystem. This is an end-to-end banking solution for the rural banks. We start with the core banking solution, which is the foundation and backbone of the bank. PearlPay CBS is a comprehensive and highly scalable banking system. Now, with the push from the BSP for financial inclusion, we have created the agent banking solution. This will allow banks to transact through their agents outside their physical branches. This will be the driving force for financial inclusion in the far-flung areas. We have built the SMS management solution. This is for OTPs, bank notifications, and other texting services. All are connected to the mobile banking suite or MBS. This is a white-labeled e-wallet solution for rural banks. This will allow them to serve their existing customers better, reach more people, and create more products and services. This will eventually be connected to the full scope of opportunities of digital economies, such as remittances and other payment gateways. We transform the bank through its backbone, which is core banking. Then will be integrated with the MBS and SMS. Then eventually integrated with the mobile banking suite. This will allow their customers to do payments, send money, and other banking transactions on their mobile phones. Our business model is simple. We offer the CBS through software as a service or SaaS. ABS are sold per device with software included. SMS and MBS are transactional. For MBS, every transaction that passes through the PearlPay network, we earn 0.25%. Based on actual comparative analysis of our existing pilot banks, our competitors usually offer high-cost solutions that are very difficult to maintain. Their solutions are also fragmented and does not help address the pain points of overall digital transformation and growth. We are not only present in the Philippines, we are also incorporated and have ongoing developments in Indonesia and Hong Kong. We are named as top fintech startup in the recently concluded Hong Kong Fintech Week 2020, which is the biggest fintech event of Hong Kong. Our solutions are comprehensive and highly scalable and meet the current standard in banking and security. Our team is comprised of highly dedicated and committed individuals from different industries such as banking, security, tech, and business. We grew the team from 6 people to now 70 team members. We started the company in a dormitory with one vision: make financial services universally accessible. Together, let's make it happen. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Joe. I am the co-founder and CEO at Polka.ph. And we do easy installment shopping. So this is a little bit about our company. Again, we are Polka.ph. We make it very easy for Filipino customers to shop online on installment. And we do this by automating their collections at their point of income. So right now, we currently do this through partnerships with large corporations, banks, and payroll service providers. We integrate with all of these groups of people, and we find ways to make the installments of our customers very, very efficient and very, very convenient for them. So we do this by creating recurring payments technology and infrastructure that makes that ties it all together now. So a little bit about how it works. Polka.ph, again, we are an online retailer, and generally we would sell directly to our customers, right? So we could deliver to their home or to their office, and through our partners, their installments are automated, and then through the partnerships and integrations, we can easily collect from our customers. So in this high-level view, we're able to achieve a very efficient way to get paid and provide like credit that's very, it's much lower risk than usual because it's automated, and it's the efficiency, all of that actually helps us save money. We don't have to hire an army of collections agents, right? So at the end of the day, all that savings we make, we can actually pass it over to our customers and offer some of the lowest rates in the consumer financing market, right? So our team right now, this is me, and then I worked at Samsung R&D Philippines before for a few years. My co-founder Paulo, he's head of growth, and he was one of the pioneers at Groupon Philippines. And our co-founder CTO James has his own fleet management IT company in Manila. So here are some of the products we sell at Polka.ph. So as you can see, right now we focus on gadgets, electronics, because while there are many options around for smaller ticket items, it's much harder for Filipinos these days to afford these more expensive things that they also still need, especially now with remote work and online learning, right? So Filipino families really need this kind of service. And so the promise we bring to our business clients now on the other side is they could launch an employee benefit that people actually really love, and then I'll show you in the next slide, like really how much traction we've been getting. And then another thing we say is they can differentiate from other employers, where this is not something anyone can just avail of. It's very exclusive. And with our service, we work directly with the national distributors of all these brands. So everything is authentic, everything is covered by warranty, and we always update our product lineup with the newest gadgets all the time, right? So, and the best part is implementation for our partners is fast, free, and easy. So we never charge them for anything. It's really a free turnkey solution for their business or enterprise. So here are some of our clients right now who are currently using Polka.ph. So you can ask any of them. They're really enjoying what we're giving them so far. And here's a quick testimonial from one of our partners, Ryam from Picnic Health. He's their site director, and then he really reiterates at first they just tried us out, and they thought it could be interesting for their HR program. And now after more than a year of working with us, we've actually become the headliner benefit, where we actually started with them like from just 70 people. Now they're up to they're reaching like 700 from what I understand. So they've scaled 10x, and then it's really their employees are just raving about us. So here's our traction so far. So far around 3,000 employees are currently eligible to use us, and from our data, at least 20% of them convert to paying customers, and on average, around 13,700 pesos order value every time they shop from us. And almost all of them, they intend to repurchase again, definitely. So what we see here is a very large customer lifetime value that we're still finding out, because we haven't been around that long. So for our business model, so as a retailer, as an online retailer, we do have a retailer's margin, which we get from our distributor suppliers, and we charge them a monthly markup rate depending on how long they choose to pay for their item. So they can choose from 3 months to 12 months to pay over salary deduction. And for our go-to-market now, so we really focus on B2B sales, so enterprise sales. And then, the best part is, again, it's free. And then we really have technology to make it basically effortless for our HR clients. And we've also launched a referral program to great effect. So we're on the verge of closing quite a few number of new, very big, top 10 companies in the Philippines right now through this program. And lastly, we are making API integrations with several banks and payroll partners. So a bit of a competitive analysis, we are really in that sweet spot between HR tech and e-commerce and consumer financing, where what we found was, as an e-commerce player, rather than forgetting about the customer after the delivery is made, since we also do the installment payments, we actually need to have a longer relationship with our customers, and that incentivizes us to really provide better service than anyone else, where even after it's delivered, we'll go the extra mile of handling their warranty coverage by picking up the phone for free from your house and then bringing it back after it's repaired under warranty. And again, like I said before, so we can also deliver to the office for free because we work with our HR partners. So that's another benefit they enjoy. And I'd like to stress again, we offer some of the lowest rates in the market because of our unique business model. So financials, we are raising a small seed round of $600,000 to grow our team and to fund the next 18 months. So this will be used for integrating with the top 5 banks in the country, so that we can actually scale up our operations. And number 2 is for budget for growing our ops and sales and marketing teams, and to really invest in growth. And number 3, to expand our network of dealerships around the country. So really, we're not stopping at electronics. We are really growing our catalog to everything you could possibly want to pay on installment. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Did you know that 20% of all US dollars ever created has been printed in the last year? That's an unprecedented and an astounding $9 trillion. The US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. And with this much US dollars being printed, there's a risk of hyperinflation and uncontrolled devaluation of money at a global level. Money has got to change. Hello, my name is Israel Keys, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bloom Solutions. At Bloom, we believe that the future of money is digital. Specifically, we believe that there's the power in Bitcoin and broader cryptocurrencies. We build tools for the future of money. Over the 5 years that we have existed, I'd like to share with you 3 main products that we have built and are using. Bloom Remit is a money remittance platform for MTOs. Our second product is Bloom Teller, which is a point-of-sale application for foreign exchange dealers. And finally, Bloom Account, which is an accounting system for cryptocurrencies. Our first product, Bloom Remit, was created in 2015 to service money transfer operators, or MTOs, to enable them to transfer money seamlessly for their clients. It provides cheaper foreign exchange, faster settlement, and painless payout throughout the Philippines. About 40% of our transactions go to cash pickup locations, and 60% go into standard bank accounts. For our users overseas, they would enter one of our partner stores and hand over money to be transferred to a beneficiary in the Philippines. This money would be collected in the destination currency, whether it's Hong Kong dollars or Korean won. Behind the scenes, we would convert those funds into Bitcoin or Ethereum and then seamlessly transfer it as pesos to a bank or cash pickup location in the Philippines. For the sender, they did not realize that we were using Bitcoin in the back end. In fact, we transferred funds so quickly that it didn't matter. The funds would be provided to them in pesos in a bank or cash pickup location at a cheaper rate and within 10 minutes. 40% of our transactions would end up at pawn shops around the country and 60% into bank accounts. By using cryptocurrencies, we were able to exchange at a lower exchange rate and provide the end user with a cheaper transfer. Our second product, Bloom Teller, was released in 2019 and works with partners in the Philippines to enable them to exchange cryptocurrencies over the counter. We've seen a change in the industry. Previously, we hid the use of cryptocurrencies, and now more and more people are wanting to get into digital currencies. We work with trusted partners such as Zarina Money Exchange to provide them with the ability to convert cryptocurrencies with their clients. Our Teller application is a point-of-sale application that enables them to buy and sell cryptocurrencies from clients. It has an integrated KYC, or Know Your Customer facility, and we only work with trusted partners around the country to be able to provide these services in physical locations. Finally, we've been building Bloom Account. To manage all the multiple currencies that we have, we've had to build a system to account for all the transactions and trades. We believe that this is useful for foreign exchange dealers and those getting into cryptocurrencies. It provides multiple currencies, including digital and traditional fiat currencies. It provides real-time quotations from multiple exchanges around the world, and reconciles those trades that you make as a trader with the banks and exchanges that you may be connected to. Bloom was one of the first licensed and regulated cryptocurrency exchanges or virtual currency exchanges here in the Philippines. We are licensed and regulated to conduct 3 types of business. We are a virtual currency exchange, we are a foreign currency exchange, and we are a remittance platform provider. To date, and since our inception, we have transferred and facilitated over $250 million worth of transactions that have involved cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and other alternative currencies. Other highlights from our progress, and in this year alone, we've transacted over 4 billion pesos of trade volume this year, 20,000 trades, which are we're part of 20,000 trades. We have 12 online and offline trading channels and over 2,000 customers. This is really an invitation to join the team. We founded this company in 2015, and there are a few other VCs in this country that hold so much collective experience in the crypto industry. In the next year, we'll continue to build more tools to provide access to cryptocurrencies, and we're pivoting to more of a retail offering, which will allow individuals to access cryptocurrencies directly. If you're interested to join us, come and contact me, and we'd love for you to be able to be part of the future of money.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Acosta, and I'm the COO and co-founder of JazzyPay. Our vision is to revolutionize the way essential businesses accept payments in developing countries like the Philippines. Our motivation to create JazzyPay started when one of our family members who is about to have their first childbirth got delayed. The doctors didn't perform the medical operation until the hospital received the initial cash deposit. We were deprived of essential healthcare service simply because our money was coming from abroad and the hospital wasn't equipped to accept payments online. In today's day and age, when it seems that every company is accepting cashless payments, essential businesses like hospitals, clinics, and schools are the ones at the bottom of the pyramid. It could have saved us a lot of time if the hospital accepted online payments via credit cards, debit card, and online banking, or even e-wallet. What is surprising to know is that despite a handful of providers available today, the process of truly adopting digital payments is difficult. Existing payment gateways require setup fees and technical integrations, while banks require a significant amount of security cash deposits and monthly transaction quota. The entire process is unpleasant, expensive, and confusing, making traditional businesses forgo digital payments over cash. And hospitals, clinics, and schools are not an exception to this. Now, think of JazzyPay as a unified web and mobile app that brings together 27 payment options for your customers, including credit cards, debit cards, online banking, digital wallets, and even over-the-counter cash deposits for unbanked customers. You can have your customers scan your QR code or search your company name in the JazzyPay app and pay from anywhere in the world. It even allows you to send invoices to your customers. And companies can monitor their transactions through their business dashboard and receive real-time notification via text and email. We remove the pain in putting up security deposits, application fees, API integrations, and dealing with different providers just to enable online payments. As a business owner, you simply want a unified payment system that gets the job done. Initially, we are targeting a $20 billion market across hospitals, clinics, schools, and medical suppliers in the Philippines, and we plan to bring this solution to other businesses in the future. When it comes to our business model, we charge 3.5% plus 30 cents for every successful card payments, and around 2.8% for online banking and digital wallets. Our margin varies between 0.75% to 2.8% per transaction, depending on the type of payment made by the customer. Since our launch, we're already processing $45,000 worth of payment monthly and plan to achieve about $2.5 million worth of transactions monthly to attain $100,000 in gross revenue. We have 500 plus businesses in the dental, healthcare, and education industries across the Philippines who are now registered to JazzyPay for 3 years. We are also serving other businesses like real estate, medical suppliers, restaurants, travel agencies, auto shops, and more. 60% of these companies were mainly referred to us by our happy customers. We are trusted by investors like Techstars, Rakuten, and Cocoon, and we know more than anyone how much we can further improve the financial technology for local and essential businesses and help Filipinos with our product. Not only that Josh and I are extremely motivated and driven, given our background as ex-entrepreneurs, our strong connection to the healthcare sectors, we believe we can take JazzyPay to the next level. And we are supported by an experienced team that we built during the strictest lockdown period in the Philippines, with Jen leading the overall development of our product, Rain and Miguel spearheading useful features for our customers, and with Jocelyn and Leah making sure that all marketing and collaterals are in superb quality with clear messaging. In the last 6 months, we have accomplished many things. That includes our recently announced $500,000 seed funding from Cocoon, and the key people we hired to help us further develop our product and sign up more customers. We have also secured our payment system license from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, successfully launched JazzyPay version 2, and obtained PCI DSS Level 1 certification. Our plan for the next 12 months consists of 4 main things: expand our team, increase our GTV to attain $100,000 monthly revenue, sign up more merchants, and further develop our product. In the long run, we plan to bring this solution to other developing countries across Southeast Asia. The opportunity in front of us is clear, and we all have witnessed the rapid shift going digital from the government, healthcare, education, to traditional brick-and-mortar businesses. Now more than ever is the perfect time for businesses of all sizes to adopt digital payments and for investors to seize the opportunity. So if you know of any businesses, partners, or institutions that can benefit JazzyPay, or if you are an investor who shares our vision of empowering Filipino businesses with the local tools to succeed in today's economy, we would love to chat further and explore how we can work together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Don Pansacola. I am the CEO and co-founder of NextPay. NextPay helps small businesses send money, collect money, and manage money in the same way that big banks do for big businesses. So when the pandemic hit, thousands of Filipinos lost their jobs, and the only jobs available at the time were in the essential services, which is why Audrey, one of our clients today, started a pay-by-the-hour courier service. And she was doing really well in helping people find jobs until she realized that it was really hard to pay her drivers because they didn't have bank accounts. None of them did. And she wanted to hire more people, but it would have made her life even more difficult. And Audrey isn't alone here. This is actually a problem shared by hundreds of thousands of fellow entrepreneurs. That's because the Philippines, as you know, is a cash-based economy. And most businesses and their employees actually still have to go to banks to manually deal in cash and checks, for instance. And the reason we have to deal with this is because most of the financial services today are for larger companies who can afford them. And even then, there's a whole lot of other BS that you got to deal with. Small businesses like Auntie Wilma's Cafeteria are the backbone of our economy. So why are they still tremendously underserved financially? And that's why we built NextPay, a fast, simple, and affordable set of business banking services where business owners can easily sign up and start collecting money, such as getting paid by your customers, manage your money so you can see how your business is doing in real time, and send money, such as paying your salaries, paying your suppliers, and paying your bills. And this covers 90% of financial operations that any small business typically deals with. And there are no maintaining balances or ridiculous requirements either. Since we began our limited beta access in March, we've disbursed more than $1 million to over 1,200 employees and suppliers. And we've been growing our revenue 45% month-on-month on average. Our growth to date has been all organic, mostly referrals from our existing happy customers with zero marketing spend. So here's how we help some of our customers. Audrey now uses us to pay all her delivery drivers and suppliers weekly. Aisha previously used a combination of e-wallets, bank transfers, and checks to pay her employees. And what used to take them 3 people 3 whole days now takes 30 minutes with NextPay. So NextPay helps companies in 3 ways. First, for sending money, you can pay your employees and suppliers all in one go to any bank, any e-wallet, or remittance center. Second, for collecting money, NextPay allows businesses to send digital invoices and payment links, which allows them to accept money from most payment channels that you can then use for your expenses. Lastly, managing money means accurate tracking and recording tools that easily connect to payroll and accounting systems. So we make money through transaction fees only when money goes in and out. So that makes us accessible and affordable to even the solo entrepreneur who might want to do something on the side, or really just someone who has an idea for a business. We want to enable them to already start making money. So NextPay is doing what banks are failing to do for small businesses. That's because they're focused mainly on enterprise customers. So my co-founder, Ulrich, and I were born here, but worked with unicorn companies in the United States and Canada. And so we're able to apply the best practices and knowledge that we've learned from abroad and adopt it into the local landscape and culture. So we're licensed with Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and Union Bank is also our initial technology partner. So we are NextPay, and we are bringing digital finance to small businesses in the Philippines. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jox Fantastico from Olivia, and we transform receipts and invoices into reports and digital assets in seconds. Have you ever tried submitting an expense report recently? I bet you found that process really tedious. Indeed, companies lose thousands of dollars monthly on productivity loss and compliance issues. It also negatively impacts employees, as an alarming 1 in 2 simply don't bother because the process is so frustrating. Can you imagine having to gather receipts, hope it's not faded, and you have to sort them by date, photocopy, manually input them into Excel or a form? I mean, it's no wonder that people just give up. So Olivia automates this process. Users simply scan receipts or dictate an expense, and our algorithms take over. Our technology extracts image and voice data, sorts through that mass of information to autofill expense fields, eliminating the need for any manual entry. Let us show you how it works. On the home screen, press on Work Expenses, and then just click Scan, and position your receipt on a flat surface. Once you click OK, the app will extract all that information and autofill without you having to manually input anything. Okay. And you can now add that to your report. Let's try another receipt, this time from my favorite milk tea place. So now you click again on OK. This time it's giving you 2 numbers. You simply need to click on the correct one, which is 360, and save the information and the receipt and the expense. Let's now try another receipt, this time from Mercury Drug. This time, it didn't take the vatable amount, so you just need to manually type that in, but it's taken all the other information and even classified it as health expense, and that did it automatically. Let's now try to dictate an expense. Olivia, nagpa-load ako ng 200 pesos last Friday sa 7-Eleven. So it's taken my Taglish and dated it as 13th, which was Friday last week. You can now export that into Excel, and it's sent to your email. And when you click on that link, it will bring you to download an Excel file that's ready for submission and compliant with your accounting. It also brings you to an image of the receipt on the cloud so that you and your accounts department can easily check. Olivia has surpassed overseas apps, not just in terms of adaptability, but also in terms of inclusiveness. The combination of a voice and image processing means that anyone can use it, from office workers to farmers. We launched in Q2 of this year, and in a few months was able to outperform overseas apps in terms of accuracy. We recently launched our iOS app and are well placed to launch our web app in Q1 of next year to help accounting and bookkeeping firms do bulk uploads of the thousands of the receipts that they are processing. Our business model is subscription-based, and our pricing is very competitive compared to other apps that have even limited relevant functionality for markets like the Philippines. We're looking at a market size of $28 million just in the Philippines for very specific verticals. We are a balanced team. Paul, our CTO, is an experienced software engineer and app developer, and he's developed all our algorithms for LipTech. Anita Ontario her area is data science and risk frameworks, and my specialization is business development, P&L management, and market entry into Southeast Asia. We are on a mission to transform information that is trapped in paper into useful and meaningful insights and intelligence. If you want to know more about our technology and want to collaborate on pilot projects, do reach out to us. Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Harry from Paymongo. Our mission is really to help businesses succeed online. That's why we're really building the future of payments infrastructure for the country. You know, we'd call it the future of payments, but it's actually here now. That's what we'd like to say. Just a brief background on us. Our seed round was funded by the startup accelerator Y Combinator, along with Stripe, Peter Thiel, and the founder of Tinder. If you look us up, our recent Series A was led by Stripe. So just a few. If you look us up, yes, we were the Series A was led by Stripe, and we've been featured in several media publications, as you can see here. Just a few of the brands and merchants that use us right now. We're currently used by the likes of Beauty Manila, The Moment Group, Shakey's, and it includes startups like QWIKWIRE.ph and Kumu. As you can see, we cater to a wide variety of business sizes and business types, from enterprise accounts to individuals to e-commerce websites, restaurants, and of course, startups. So if you're a startup looking for payment options or to improve your payment experience for your customers, just go to paymongo.com to sign up to be alongside these other merchants and businesses. With us, you can start accepting credit cards like MasterCard, Visa, e-wallets like GCash and GrabPay, and over-the-counter payments like Coins.ph, QWIKWIRE, and 7-Eleven. And more payment options are coming soon. So what are our two products? We have two products: payment links for one-time transactions and robust APIs that you can directly integrate with your website or app. What is the payment link? So the payment link is basically a two-step process to generate payment links that you can send via Facebook, Viber, SMS, chat, email, or other messaging apps. So basically, you can send a link to your customer, and it will open a checkout where you can easily accept credit cards, e-wallets like GCash, GrabPay, and over-the-counter payments. So here's how it works. You just fill out a form from our dashboard. You type in the amount and what the payment is for, and then a unique link is already created for the second step that you can already send via messaging apps. It's that easy. So again, you just select a payment method, you provide billing details, you review the summary, and you complete the payment. That's from the customer's perspective. So it's an easy 4-step payment process. And then we have our robust APIs. We have a best-in-class, easy-to-set-up API that your developers can easily integrate with your website or app. Here's an example of one of the startups that's using us. It's Kumu. As you can see, there are only 2 steps with the payment process. If you've experienced shopping online, you may notice other payment gateways would have redirects and new tabs and drop-down options and a lot of redirects, and these would lead to more steps, would lead to loss in sales. So with us, it's as easy as 2 steps and it's seamlessly integrated. So from the customer's perspective, it's a better checkout experience with less steps and no redirects. From your perspective, it's a complete freedom to control and the look and feel of your checkout page. Again, we are the only processor with no redirects. So better user experience and customer experience, better payment experience for customers, and that means more sales. We also have e-commerce platform plugins that you can easily install in 5 minutes. So if you have a Shopify website, a WooCommerce or Magento website, you can easily install Paymongo in just 5 minutes. And you can start accepting credit cards, e-wallets already. All of this, you can easily track all the payments in one dashboard. So you can keep track of your payments and manage the growth of your business. You can also contact our team with hands-on help ready for you in an instant. So again, just to summarize, we can boost your sales with different payment methods and also delivering a great customer experience. You can easily track all of these payments through one dashboard. We have an exceptional customer service team that's ready to support you. And you can launch ASAP, okay, with our fast onboarding system. Just to quickly talk about our fast onboarding system, everything is entirely online. So we are the only payment gateway where you can do the entire onboarding setup and submission of your business documents entirely online. You can get activated in as easy as in less than 7 days. Our target is 7 days, but we can actually do 1 to 2 days if you submit the correct documents. So in just a few days, you can start accepting online payments already. So that's it. That's Paymongo. Looking forward for you to visiting our site to learn more. Sign up for a free account at paymongo.com.
Hi, I'm Kevin Gabayan, co-founder and CEO of Plentina. Last year, we cold emailed 7-Eleven Philippines with an idea. This is the Philippines' 40th largest company. Their CEO called us up 3 days later, asking if we'd move to the Philippines to work with him. We met 2 weeks later in San Francisco. He ended up partnering with us to process the data of 25 million mobile uniques from 7-Eleven customers in the Philippines. And we understand why. Just about nobody in the Philippines can access credit. It's a country of 110 million people where only 7% have access to credit cards. 70% of adults in Southeast Asia are underbanked. Over 4 billion people in the world are underbanked and vulnerable to predatory lending. We need everyone in the world to have access to financial services. To solve this, we're taking a retail angle. By lending to consumers at point of sale, we're building a firm for Southeast Asia with a data advantage. In emerging markets, little is digital, but it's retail loyalty programs that are untapped, large-scale sources of transactions that we can leverage to establish trust in consumers. With Plentina, retailers serve more customers, consumers get credit, and together we can transform predatory lending into responsible lending throughout emerging markets, starting in the Philippines. I met my co-founder Earl 13 years ago at Stanford grad school. He was in business school. I was working on a machine learning PhD, and we got all the Filipino graduate students together, which is all 5 of us, for regular dinners. We challenged each other then. How can we serve the Philippines? And we still ask each other the same question today. I left Stanford to lead data science at Bump Technologies. We were acquired by Google, where I founded a team focused on emerging market credit. And I left Google last year to generate new ideas. Earl is a rock star of the Philippine startup ecosystem. He became VP of Innovation at Smart Communications. He founded the Philippines startup incubator Idea Space and contributed to the startup law of the Philippines. He led data partnerships at Bridgewater and was director of digital transformation at Charles Schwab. We're proud to have an all-star list of advisors who are founders of Kiva, Branch, Payjoy, a credit lead of a firm, and a former head of credit of Citibank Philippines. We're bringing new solutions to the industry. Lending companies live and die by customer acquisition cost. We have co-marketing and data sharing agreements with large retailers that brings our CAC to near zero. And with that data advantage, there are all kinds of ways we can provide a better experience for both retailers and consumers. Our algorithms help retailers find good borrowers. The retailer asks their customers to install the Plentina app, and we lend them money in the form of electronic store credit. The user can buy things immediately by showing a barcode on their phone as payment. They can repay 14 days later via electronic wallet or using cash at any of the 3,000 7-Eleven stores in the Philippines. The retailer sells more, we get loyal customers, commissions, and interest, and we're charging less than half of the price of the competition. Last month, we launched our lending app in the Google Play Store on an invite-only basis, coordinated with 7-Eleven co-marketing. Beyond 7-Eleven Philippines, we've received inbound demand from 6 other multinational corporations, and we're growing the team to support the demand. We're proud to have the support of Techstars, 500 Startups, Emergent Ventures, and the StartX Network. Let's all work together to unlock the potential of the world's emerging middle class. Say hi at info@plentina.com. Thanks.
Hey guys, my name is Ray, and I am CEO and founder of QWIKWIRE. So QWIKWIRE is a fintech platform specializing in digitizing complex payments. We also handle a lot of international payments. So one of the problems we're solving is that API-based payment systems like Stripe or PayPal don't work with large enterprises. You know, it's fine if you want to have a shopping cart, e-commerce, a small e-commerce site, but if you're a large company and you need a payment system, a recurring payment system, API systems don't work. And also traditional payments providers have local banking partnerships. So they're not designed for cross-border transactions. Examples of complex payments are in real estate, banks, right? Loans, mortgages, tuition payments, medical billing. These are types of complex payments. What makes them complex is simply the use of ERP systems, right? SAP and Oracle, right? You can't just plug in an API and then have it work. You need modules to be able to make it work. And we already created the modules for these large enterprises specializing in real estate and banks. We're also focusing on cross-border real estate transactions as of the moment because that's the biggest problem and also the biggest market. So international business payments tend to be 3 times higher in delinquency and default rates. That is because of the infrastructure is not well set up for international payments. What we give our clients is 2 things. Number 1 is the technology, standard invoicing and billing platform, payments gateway, ERP modules. We have that. And of course, the most important part of our platform is the settlements network. We're connected to international banking facilities, allowing our clients to be able to move money internationally anywhere in the world. Right? Total addressable market for cross-border payments is pretty sizable, $25 trillion in 2018. So this is basically about 1/3 of the world economy is cross-border. A small portion of that is $395 billion in global cross-border real estate. The Philippines is also a participant in this economy, in this market. $8 billion of Philippine real estate was paid last year for international real estate. And our clients are already the biggest developers in the Philippines, including Ayala Land, DMCI, Century Properties. We just onboarded MegaWorld, SunTrust. We already have 31 developers, but there's about 180 developers in the Philippines. So there's still about 150 more that we need to close. We make money by charging foreign exchange fees and transaction fees. On average, it's a combined fee of 5.4%. On average, we make around 50% margin on that. And we became profitable for the first time in 2019. We launched the product in 2016, but we became profitable 3 years later. We did $31 million in gross volume in 2019 and $1.7 million in revenue. And that's about 100% growth from 2018. 2020, we project we're going to be hitting $51 million in gross volume at $2.7 million in revenue. This is our team. I'm the founder. I founded the company in 2014, and we launched it. Although we launched it in 2016, it took us 2 years to get the licensing and the technology ongoing and the banking partnerships. And of course, our CFO is Victor Lee. He is actually one of our early angel investors. And then more than a year ago, he decided to join us as well. Irvin and Jesse are my co-founders. We started the company from the very beginning. And of course, our CEO is Kenji, strong banking background. Eno is a former PayPal, and he's actually implemented a lot of our security features. He's now our chief marketing officer. And Ross and Junji. So that's the core team. We have a team of about 30. Actually, it's not 45. This is an old deck. There's 45 people. Now we just hired 7 more people. We already raised. Sorry, this is old. We raised about $870,000 in seed funding, $2.1 million in Series A that we just closed equity, and then we also just finished another $2 million in venture loan. And we are looking to raise $15 million in Series B in 2022. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. I'm Patrick Balahadja from Team Spare. So Spare is the piggy bank of e-wallets. The problems that we aim to solve is that 77% of Filipinos are underbanked, with 60% saying they don't have enough money to save. That is why our saving culture, which is piggy banking or pag-aalkansya, is widely used in our country. So Filipinos have the highest number of coins per capita, and it's not good for the economy and the financial system. Because of this, our country's coin circulation and reproduction is affected due to shortage of coins and the cost to reproduce them, worth 773 billion pesos. Our solution for this problem is the Spare concept. We want to connect point-of-sale systems to our mobile application. It's a platform for eliminating loose change, and the idea is for customers to pay with cash and digitize their spare change. Our unique value proposition for our customers are convenience and increased savings. Our business model has 2 customer segments. Number 1 is for the Spare app. We get 3% savings convenience fee whenever a user chooses to spare their loose change into the app. And once they've had accumulated enough funds to purchase from participating establishments, they could do so, and we get 1% transaction fee from the establishment. Our market for our systems are shopping malls, fast food chains, groceries, convenience stores, school canteens, and basically pay-as-you-order establishments. And for the Spare app, of course, the 77% unbanked Filipinos, and even people with bank accounts but want to increase their savings. Our indirect competitors are GCash, Paymaya, Coins.ph, and several other fintech players. But they are more of remittance and paying. And whereas our competitive advantage is that we are the only digital piggy bank in the market with a micro savings and investing platform. For our traction, we were incubated at the UCIAN's Innovation Hub and Nurturing Space, where we have conducted an alpha test, but we weren't really able to pursue to get more traction because COVID-19 happened. So we were kind of hoping to get investors and other enablers to help us grow and even pursue further the idea. So here's a sample product demonstration. Upon checkout, the cashier inputs the cash tendered and then chooses the amount to spare of the customer. And after the transaction, printed a receipt with the spare QR code. And then the user can simply log on to their account. And then simply scan the QR code from the receipt to receive the spare change. Or the cashier can simply scan the barcode of from the app to receive the spare change. So once again, I'm Patrick Balahadja, the project manager of Spare, along with my 2 co-founders, Joshua Bascos and Joshua Rojas, who are engineers. And below are our contact details in case you would want to get in touch with us. So to everyone watching and listening, would like to thank you. And for Philippine Startup Week, thank you for having us here and giving us the opportunity to be part of your program. So may God bless you all, and again, thank you.
Hi, I'm Ava from Suki Plus, and I dream of an economy where small-scale retailers are financially included. Traditional mom-and-pop stores, called sari-sari stores in the Philippines, come by many names in Asia, as you can see here on this slide. And most of us are familiar that a lot of them are unbanked and need loans. But what may be a surprise is that this market is worth $200 billion, and it's 27 billion in the Philippines alone. Despite this opportunity, financial institutions think that lending to them is too risky because the market is informal and there's no data available. But reliable business-related data does exist, and that's what we use at Suki Plus to help these stores get access to working capital loans. We use supply chain data to paint a better picture of the sari-sari stores business, sourcing this data from the store's already existing partners in the community, their inventory suppliers. We call these suppliers our vendor partners. We ask them to share data with us, refer us to customers, and vet for those that have potential to use loans. In exchange, we provide them online tools and financing for their customers. The loan provided to sari-sari stores is structured as an inventory-based line of credit. It's good for a year, and the amount is based on the store's inventory turnover, plus an upside given their current cash constraints. The agreement with the store owner is that the loan can only be used to buy goods from our vendor partner, and we constantly monitor purchases even after the loan is dispersed. The goal is to provide enough working capital to optimize inventory levels based on a sari-sari store's business. For financial institutions, we offer an aggregate data, we provide credit scoring support, and also have a team on the ground to help monitor payments and loan use. How do we make money? We get a cut from the interest that the bank charges, and we also have a one-time processing fee. So why this idea? My co-founders and I have been in the FMCG industry for a long time, and we're used to dealing with sari-sari stores. Combining this with tech experience gives us unique insights into this industry. Last 2019, we had our pilot for the working capital loan. We worked with 5 small vendor partners and 145 stores. We did the processes manually, and we used our own money to on-lend. Thankfully, we had a 90+% repayment rate, and we grew our users by 23%. Because of that pilot, we realized that it's more productive for us to work with bigger and more professional vendor partners, and that it's also important that they consistently use the app first before we disperse loans. So we've refocused our efforts based on those priorities. We've onboarded a big distributor partner with a customer base of around 10,000 sari-sari stores. During the lockdown, we refined our wholesaler app and built our Facebook ordering chatbot. And right now, with the quarantine easing up, we're focused on training our vendor partner on how to use the apps, and we've reached out to consumer goods manufacturers and financial institutions that have expressed interest in partnering with us. We've also started applying for our own money lending license, which hopefully will come out by December of this year. In summary, we're laying the groundwork to help us lend on a much bigger scale. We are grateful to be recognized by QBO, one of the major innovation hubs in the Philippines, She Loves Tech, the biggest competition for women in technology, and the Asian Development Bank. And we're very grateful also for their ongoing support. Our next goal is to service 1,500 sari-sari stores, part of the community of our current vendor partner, and we're looking for a $500,000 investment in order to achieve that. Once we've achieved other milestones stated here, We will be raising another round to help us further scale our operations. And so I invite you to partner with us and let's help sari-sari stores thrive and not just survive during this pandemic. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm JC, the CEO and co-founder of Investa. We're a social financial app and website that provides you everything that you need to succeed in the stock market and other investments. So what is our main problem that we're trying to solve? Ever since in the Philippines, we've encountered poverty. There's a wide spread in inequality when it comes to wealth. And that is very evident in the number of population of investors in the Philippine Stock Exchange. So as you can see here, we only have just about 1 million plus investors in our stock exchange. So that's just around 1% of our population knowing how to invest in the top companies. So we want to solve that. And our mission is someday we want to enable more than 10 million Filipinos to learn how to properly invest and grow their money, which is why we created Investagrams. So Investagrams is a website and app that provides you everything you need from education to analytic tools to virtual trading. If you want to practice the markets and you don't want to risk money, we have the real-time trading and simulations that will help you practice your strategies. We have complete lessons that will guide you in your journey. Then we have analytic tools from price monitoring to advanced screeners and automation and alerts that would help you make more profitable decisions. And to top that, we also focus on building a social network community within our platform. We know that investing is a very hard endeavor, and if we help one another, then we can all succeed. So focusing on education and community, our team has been creating tons of initiatives when it comes to educating our fellow Filipinos. So we launched Investa University amongst our many programs. So this is a free and easy to access full module, full course that will run you through from the basics of investing up to more advanced strategies that will help you succeed in the stock market. So who is our team? So I'm the CEO. I used to work from institutional brokerages in the industry back then, and I've been trading for a living for the last 8-9 years. So this is what I really do for a living, and we're just sharing it to the world, to the Philippines. And then my co-founders is JM Lapina. He's our CMO. He used to be one of the pioneers of Hey Kuya, a fast-growing startup that got acquired before. Then our CTO is Erwin Tin. So he solely developed the first version of Investa. We're also backed by our head of security, Arnie Ramos, Erwin Angeles, our head of operations in investments, and then Adrian Bustos, our in-house lawyer. So what have we achieved so far? So throughout the years, we've organically grew our user base more than triple digits every year. We've grown to 660,000 users to date. And to put that into equation, there's 1.2 million investors in the PSE. So almost more than half of the retail traders are using Investagrams in their day-to-day investing journey. So what we've realized is that for all our users, they use our platform daily for more than 1 hour. So it's really like we are their partner from start to profits. Now, looking at the competitive landscape, this is an interesting thing. We're being utilized by our fellow investors because of how simple, intuitive, and powerful our platform is, besides all our content and community. But if you look at the turning point in the industry, the number one stock brokerage ever since is COL Financial. They're the pioneers in the online trading business. But now, if you look at SimilarWeb.com's comparison, Investagrams is almost intersecting already with the top one brokerage, COL Financial, even though right now we only have education, tools, and a social network. So what more if we have other features or actual investments in our platform? So you can see the potential. COL Financial is a listed company. They have more than 8 billion pesos in valuation. So this is the main comparison that we see in the future as we continue to make an impact in the lives of our fellow investors. Now That's it for our pitch. I hope that you appreciate what we've done so far. And if you find our story interesting, if you want to partner with us or if you want to invest in us, feel free to reach me at jcbisnar@investagrams.com. Unlike most startups, we haven't raised any equity rounds. We're a cash sustainable startup. We've bootstrapped ever since. We found ways to survive and create revenues while keeping everything lean. We're raising a funding round through convertible notes. We're not selling any equity. If you're interested to be part of the long-term mission to empower Filipino investors, then just send me an email. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So this is me. 4 years ago, I was working as a trade finance administrator in a trading house in London. And my job there was to make sure that there's money day in, day out, basically. So in this job, I learned a lot of things, but there are three main things that I learned. First is that I learned how big companies grow bigger. First secret is that they actually use open account. Open account meaning they ask for 30 days, 60 days before they pay their suppliers, and they provide their customers also around 30, 60, 90 days before they can pay. So that's actually quite good. That's the first secret that I learned from working there. Second is they actually use trade credit insurance. Long story short is that they protect themselves from non-paying customers with this type of insurance, so that in the event that some buyer in Africa doesn't pay, then the insurance can kick in. So they're not afraid to offer open account. Third secret is that they actually don't have to wait for the money to kick in 60 days or 90 days because they have receivables financing. Receivables financing is basically you exchange your receivables into cash now. So these are the three main things that I learned. But actually, where I used to work is they get cheaper receivables financing because of trade credit insurance. Because essentially, trade credit insurance is like a protection, right? So the lenders actually like that. So they provide cheaper interest rates. Now, coming from this background, I was actually asking myself, why don't we all get that kind of benefits for like how big companies get bigger, As a matter of fact, $1.6 trillion worth of transactions have been rejected worldwide, and 40% of this amount are actually coming from Asia, and more than 50% are SMEs. The problem is this: trade credit insurance is actually something that is not really known for emerging Asia or SMEs, because insurers usually offer trade credit insurance with an upfront premium fee of at least $20,000. So that's not really something that's affordable for everyone. And this is where Vesl comes in. From this traditional setup, we offer a pay-per-invoice type of setup so that small companies can also afford trade credit insurance. The secret really is working with insurers. Our platform offers them real-time monitoring, invoice-level claims processing, and messaging service, so that they don't have to charge a whole turnover, premium fee up front. Because of our system, they can afford to offer pay-per-invoice transactions. We are the first of our kind in Southeast Asia, basically. So trade credit insurance is usually offered, as I said, on a whole turnover basis all over the world. In Europe, there are 3 players that are currently offering per invoice, but in Asia, we're the first ones, and as far as I know, we're the only ones who provide this service to insurers, so that the businesses can afford per invoice. So just to make sure it's clear, Vesl is not an insurer, Vesl is not a lender. We are a platform that allows businesses to access insurance, and then we match them with financing. Our revenue model is we charge a platform fee of 0.5% from when they get insurance, trade credit insurance, and then we charge 0.25% when we match them with the lender. As for our traction, we managed to serve $700,000 worth of invoices in Singapore as we piloted the platform there in 2017 and 18. In 2019, we launched the service in the Philippines, and we managed to have a good working relationship with Philippine insurers, brokers, agency networks, and lenders. So as of today, we have more than $3 million worth of credit limits applied. And we are actually working also on a partnership with regional development banks and funds to set up in the next 3 to 6 months. So the Philippine market is quite big. The SMEs take about 30% of the domestic trade and exports, and we plan to get at least 10% of that by 2021. So we are on our way to helping 100,000 SMEs get access to trade financing by 2025. As of today, we have strong relationship with insurers and lenders, and we plan to strengthen this further in the coming 12 months. In 2022, we plan to expand across Southeast Asia. This is our team. The Vesl is actually founded by 3 female founders, and we're supported by really the best consultants or advisors that we can ask for, who are really experts in trade financing and trade credit insurance. So currently we're looking for partners who share our vision and who want to go where we want to go. So we're hoping that's you. Help us build Asia now.
Hi, this is Paolo Del Puerto of Secuna. So Secuna is the biggest community-powered cybersecurity testing platform in the Philippines. We are certified by the DICT as a cybersecurity assessment service provider. And what we do is we connect organizations to a global community of cybersecurity experts to continuously find security bugs in their websites and apps. And the problem is, companies don't search for vulnerabilities and exploits proactively and continuously. So the common or the conventional cybersecurity setup for companies is, first, before they do a major release, they do a penetration testing, which is also a security audit. And if ever they get hacked, they also do forensics to find what vulnerability that was used to exploit their website. And that leaves a big gaping hole in the middle, which is the attack surface of cyber criminals. And quite sadly, this is the area where most companies don't have cybersecurity in place. In fact, in 2019, it took an average of 206 days for companies that have been breached to find out that they have been breached. And that's where Secuna comes in. Now, Secuna offers a continuous cybersecurity service that combines the extensiveness of a VAPT, or a penetration testing, with continuous testing via bug bounty. And we can do this at scale because we have a community of cybersecurity researchers. They are 900 plus registered cybersecurity professionals that come from around the world, plus a proprietary vulnerability management platform that companies can use to tap the brain power of this community. So basically, a bug bounty program is a pay for success model. This is where the cybersecurity experts test a company's apps and websites continuously, and then a company pays for each vulnerability found rather than paying for the test cycle. So in effect, companies leverage on the brain power of a global community of cybersecurity experts for a fraction of a cost. So the way bug bounty works on Secuna is first the company launches the bug bounty program on the platform, and the community is notified of the bug bounty program. And then the cybersecurity experts in the community start hunting for security vulnerabilities in the client's website. And whoever reports a vulnerability first gets paid out the bounties. So our business model is, first we have a platform or service subscription fee of $39 to $499 per month. Plus we take 20% processing fee from every bounties paid. In the Philippines, we have a quite sizable market, and if you just take a look at the 5% of the market that we're targeting, we see quite a huge number already, and we see this ever increasing, especially that the pandemic has forced companies to go online faster. And looking outside the Philippines, we also see a huge market opportunity, and in Southeast Asia and in ASEAN. And actually, the total spending in Asia is projected to hit $20 billion in 2021 in terms of cybersecurity. And there's no strong leader in bug bounty in Asia yet, so we see a lot of potential that we can dominate this market. However, our competitors are already strong in the US and in the UK. So in that space of the globe, they are the ones dominating. That's why we're taking their model here in the Philippines and adapting it to Philippines and Southeast Asia. And we know that we will able to replicate and even surpass these numbers moving forward. Our clients so far has been a mix of startups to enterprises, and we have some projects with the government as well. So basically, we have a BIR, we have projects with USAID, we have Paymongo, Union Bank, Pearl Pay, LBC, and all other startups and enterprises in the Philippines. A couple of quite notable people in our leadership team is, first, Yanis Hanen, our CEO, was a former CEO of Friendster.com. And AJ Dumanhug, our CTO and CISO, is a world-renowned cybersecurity expert, also known as a white hat hacker. So before I end this presentation, let me just give you some thought. Right? So Philippines is ranked #1 in Southeast Asia and #7 in the world in terms of the most attacked country by cyber threats. And with this, we know that any company cannot afford not to have any adequate cybersecurity in place. And we're pretty sure that almost all companies, even joining this startup event, will need our services. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much. And this is Paolo Del Puerto of Secuna.
Hi, I'm Jana, and it is with great pleasure I present our startup CheckMade in this year's Philippine Startup Week. We started CheckMade with the goal to create a robust e-commerce ecosystem. E-commerce has been growing tremendously. In fact, it has grown by 50% in this pandemic alone. This has been great for the struggling economy, but it's been difficult to buy or sell online because there are now so many scammers hiding behind their screens posing as legitimate sellers. With e-commerce projected to grow by 10 to 30% annually, and with over 100 million Filipinos owning smartphones, security and confidence in e-commerce becomes even more critical. That is why we built CheckMade. CheckMade is a third-party verification body that validates legitimate online sellers through our tech-driven process and algorithmic badge scoring. CheckMade makes the check for you. And there's so many reasons to get CheckMade. Buyers can make a fair judgment on sellers, while sellers get a boost in credibility and recognition from an independent verification service, all through our universal badge system for rank legitimacy and specialization. The ranked badges indicate the level of legitimacy of a seller based on its compliance and track record. The specialty badges symbolize special traits of a seller. For example, we have the Knight badge, which is earned upon validation of various performance aspects in consumer protection. CheckMade badges can be displayed on any sales channel, Shopee, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Each badge has a unique seller ID and QR code. How it works is that a buyer can check for a CheckMade badge and even scan the QR code to confirm a seller's CheckMade status or view information in the seller directory. Getting CheckMade is simple. An online seller need only apply, validate, and integrate. We're differentiated from the platform-specific verification and B2B accreditation services that currently exist in the market. Our universality means that sellers only need to apply once to earn a universal score they can use across all their channels. This allows online sellers, even those selling on social media, to prove legitimacy. Since our soft launch, we've received 83 applications and issued 25 badges. We have partnered with Roots Collective, Reach It, and Girl Up Philippines, and are open to inviting other marketplaces to collaborate with us. We operate on a freemium model, employing gamification. Registration on CheckMade is free. A seller must top up if they want to upgrade ranking and access more features. We have been introducing CheckMade to the market with campaigns for buyers and sellers. We have employed many strategies to build the CheckMade culture and highlight the need for e-commerce verification. This is the team of amazing women founders with over 20 years of collective experience in finance, law, business, IT, and PR. Our global education, coupled with our diverse backgrounds, has been a core strength. We are passionate about making CheckMade into a successful Philippine startup. At our early stages, we have been getting attention and positive feedback. We are happy to share our journey with you. Thank you.